Welcome back. In this part, we will look at setting goals, SMART goals. When you are setting a goal, there are specific guidelines that can help you to set a SMART goal. A SMART goal is one that is specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. Making a goal specific and measurable means that instead of saying something like, "I'll complete one part of this course each day," you say something like, "Every time I watch a video, I will implement what I learn without any delays." Attainable and relevant mean that the goal you are setting is related to the problems you are having, but also that the goal is one that you feel confident you will be able to reach. Often, this makes it more likely you will reach your goal rather than setting one that is too difficult, where you're more likely to become overwhelmed and quit. Finally, time-bound just means that you set some kind of deadline for reaching the goal or a cutoff point, like saying you will not go to sleep until you finish your exercise. If you like, pause this video right now and consider what your SMART goal will be. When you consider your next goal, I would like you to consider intention, moment, and priority. For you to have a focus on your intention to improve the way you are performing in the moment. Always be mindfully present and clear about the goals you would like to achieve. What is your overall or big goal? What would you like to achieve in today's session? What kind of outcome do you want? What is your reality in the moment? What is the gap between your intent and your reality in this moment? How can you bridge this gap? Intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. Before we go any further, let's consider your motivation. Why do you do what you do? And what is your pull? When we think about motivation, we usually focus on the intrinsic motivation to do something because it is motivating or enjoyable to do on its own. For example, you experience great joy reading a novel. You love learning and taking a course because you feel invigorated by all this new material. Or you clean up your room because you love feeling and being organized. When we talk about extrinsic motivation, we might consider doing things in order to be rewarded in some way. We might read a book because we want to pass an exam. We clean our house because our in-laws are on their way over. And we exercise in order to lose weight. Some people suggest that initially it doesn't really matter why you do things. Even if you start exercising because there is an external motivator, you might fall in love with the routine of exercising and how you feel afterwards. Even if you don't fall in love with your exercise routine and feel that it is still only externally motivated, this simply means that you might need to work a bit harder and smarter to stay focused and disciplined, to persevere, and to achieve your goals. Pause the video here and consider your intrinsic and extrinsic motivations. What is it that you do in order to have a positive experience at work or in your relationships? And what is it that you can't wait to do because you love it or get a great joy out of it? Realistic optimism. Now let's take a look at our optimism. Is it always better to be an optimist, or are pessimists better prepared? Well, the answer is that it is better to be a realistic and positive optimist rather than a cynical pessimist. First of all, when people are unrealistically optimistic, they tend to underestimate some of the challenges in their lives and their ability to respond to them effectively. Sometimes people might feel invincible. For example, people during a pandemic who don't follow the rules of social distancing underestimate their vulnerability and overestimate their ability to recover when they get sick. When people are pushing themselves in sports and in training without appreciating their body's natural limitations, they might sustain unnecessary injuries and would have to take extra time to recover. So what can we do in order to remain positive and realistically optimistic? Number 1. Maintain a positive attitude and a realistic evaluation of the challenges you might be facing. Together with your instructor and coach, discuss your goal and the steps to take to achieve it. Remember that challenging yourself is appropriate. However, pushing yourself unrealistically will cause more problems and delays in achieving your goals. Number 2. Expect that things will not always work out and develop tools and strategies to deal with divergence. Number 3. Find a way to deal with unpleasant events. Acknowledge that the interruptions might take place, but try not to dwell on them. Learn from them, and keep on moving. Think about creative solutions to the problems. Number 4. Find a way to be a positive influence in someone's life. This could be your family, your mentees, or your neighbors. How can you enrich someone else's life and make it better? Number 5. Have fun. Your humor and ability to see the situation from different perspectives can go a long way toward helping you overcome challenges in life. Number 6. Improve your self-care. Never neglect your self-care. Always make sure that you attend to your physical, psychological, and emotional needs. Being realistically optimistic will aid you in overcoming challenges and help you to achieve your goals. Take a moment and reflect on your own life. What is your attitude? Are you usually realistically optimistic or not? Reflect on what we have just been discussing and think about how you can implement these strategies in your life. Can you be a bit more lighthearted and use humor to deal with setbacks? Well, we're almost at the end of this video. In our next part, we will focus on positive self-esteem, self-compassion, and values. See you soon.